These and these can cost up to $5 in usual stores. These basically free. So how did we get here? How did water, the most abundant resource on Earth, become a multi-billion-dollar status symbol? I'm Mike Inishef, and today we are exposing the marketing magic behind luxury water brands. Who came up with the idea of selling water as a luxury item? What strategies do Fiji and Evian use? And why do we still fall for this? Let's break it down. Before the 20th century, nobody bought bottled water unless it was medical or simply the only clean water in the area. But then, Perrier happened. Perrier spring was discovered in southern France thousands of years ago. Even Hannibal bathed in it.
Good morning.
Not this one. This. In the 19th century, the spring was bought by a local doctor, Louis Perrier, whose name it still bears. But it wasn't until Sir John Helmsford bought the spring in 1903 that Perrier became a brand. John started bottling this water in distinctive green bottles and marketed it as the champagne of mineral waters, a stroke of genius that linked it to luxury. The water was sold in Britain and the US not just as sparkling water, but as a French sophistication. By the 1970s and 80s, Perrier exploded in popularity. Andy Warhol drove it, Orson Welles' deep voice narrated its ads.
Of a single spring, Perrier. Its natural sparkle is more delicate than any made by man.
Commercials were screaming, refreshing and natural, and people were buying it.
It's refreshing, it's natural, and it doesn't have one single calorie.
Imported Perrier.
But in 1990s, Perrier faced disaster. A lab in North Carolina found traces of benzene in its water. The company recalled 160 million bottles, and its untouchable reputation took a hit. Later on, Nestlé acquired Perrier, and instead of a luxury beverage, it became just a natural mineral water. Nevertheless, it's still popular in Europe, but in the US it was overshadowed by newer brands. Actually, it's not a secret that Perrier wasn't the first sparkling water, but it was the first to make water a statement. It proved that water could be marketed like perfume or champagne, something aspirational and not just functional. By the 1990s, Perrier's dominance was fading, but the demand for premium water didn't disappear, it evolved, and two brands stepped in to redefine luxury hydration. Evian, as well as Perrier, is a French spring water company with a long history. But unlike the latter, it started from selling water as a health tonic, having come to be a luxury beverage only in 1950s. And only after 30 years it entered the US market, where Perrier was at their peak. But as we know, the green bottles didn't last long. So, from the 90s till the present, Evian took their niche. The company made a lot of marketing moves to reach success. They launched the Evian Baby campaign associating with the brand purity and youth. They doubled down with celebrities carrying their bottles like accessories and collaborated with high-fashion designers to create limited edition bottles. And what about Fiji? The company is rather young. In the mid-90s, Canadian entrepreneur David Gilmour was in Fiji and noticed something peculiar. Locals drank from pristine natural springs, yet no one had commercially bottled it. Sensing an opportunity, he acquired the rights to an artisan aquifer and launched Fiji Water. The marketing strategy lied on the surface, promoted as rainfall filtered through ancient volcanic rock, it quickly gained popularity. They became famous for luxury taglines such as "untouched by man", even though their plastic bottles definitely touched a cargo ship. They're also recognizable by exotic branding. Just look at their square bottle featuring a tropical flower. By the 2010s, Fiji Water was the unofficial water of the elite. There are hundreds of pics on the internet with celebrities holding their bottles. Once they even became viral at Golden Globes for their Fiji Water girl, who was staying with bottles behind world-famous stars. Okay, it's kinda obvious why celebrities drink that luxury water. Not to mention that they mostly get it for free. But why do we fall for this? The first reason is the illusion of exclusivity. For instance, Evian partners with 5-star hotels to make their water the default luxury choice. If it's next to $200 champagne, $10 seems reasonable, right? Another reason is the pure paradox. Fiji claims that their water filters through volcanic rock for centuries. Spoiler, so does more groundwater.
This ancient aquifer is miraculous. Rain filters through hundreds of feet of volcanic rock before arriving here, protected from impurities. It's not just water, it's Fiji water.
But volcanic sounds unusual and attractive. Tap water? Not so much. With Evian, the same story. Born in the French Alps as pure as nature intended, this is a spring water that you definitely wanna taste.
Drink water that passes through layers of glacier rocks, where it gets its beautiful blend of minerals.
And of course, celebrity endorsements, it's a huge part of their marketing. Evian and Fiji pay influencers to subtly flex their bottles, because if it's good enough for stars, it's good enough for you. And you might be thinking, I'd never fall for this. But ask yourself, have you ever bought a smart water because it tastes smoother? Or grabbed the watch because the bottle looks cool? Yeah, we all have been branded. Water marketing works because it taps into our deepest insecurities. Health anxiety, social status, even FOMO. And as long as we believe premium water is meaningfully different, the chart will continue. At the end of the day, it's just water. But the real magic isn't in the bottle, it's in the billion-dollar marketing machine that made us want to pay for it. Will you still grab a Fiji at the airport, or was it the wake-up call for you? Share it in the comments, and if you enjoyed this deep dive, hit like and subscribe to expose more marketing cases. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.